Good afternoon, everyone. I am John Coleman. I'm the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2016 Senior Celebration. Before we begin our program, I'd like to acknowledge the Phil Hay Trio, who are led by U of M School of Music faculty member Phil Hay on drums, Emmy Award-winning composer Phil Aaron on the keyboard, and Top Call Twin Cities musician Jim Chenoweth on bass. In addition to teaching and composing, they can be seen performing at jazz clubs and music venues throughout the Twin Cities and the Upper Midwest. On behalf of the College of Liberal Arts, I want to congratulate all of our graduates and your families. As graduates, as you know, you did not get here this far on your own. Your friends and families have played an important part in getting you here today. They've provided patience, understanding, support, maybe the occasional prod when you needed the occasional prodding. And that was from those first nervous days on campus through the exam jitters and right up to today's celebration. Graduates, please join me in thanking your friends and family. Let's also take a moment to acknowledge your faculty, advisors, and staff. They have encouraged you to grow academically, helped you develop new interests, mentored you, and created an environment that has helped you thrive. Perhaps they introduced you to a career path you hadn't considered or gave you your first shot at academic research. They've taught you bodies of knowledge, conceptual and analytical tools, and methods of inquiry and discovery. And they've dedicated themselves to ensuring that you are well prepared to live thoughtful, productive, and rewarding lives. Let's give them a round of applause. Today is a momentous day in our graduates' lives. It is the day you mark a new phase in your life. It is a day of celebration. And as the Dean of a liberal arts college, I am undoubtedly biased, but I believe that no model of education speaks better or more directly to the challenges and opportunities of our times and those that you will face as you enter into the next stage of your life. You are not just ready to go into the real world, though you are that indeed. Your education at CLA has prepared you to become leaders in your communities. Now, I could go into a very long list of all of the values and virtues of the liberal arts education that you have received here. I will not inflict that long list on you. We know that employers tell us that they want people who can solve problems, who can communicate well, who can think inventively, and more and more. I always say that the liberal arts promote an entrepreneurial mindset in students, creates a mindset that is inventive, risk-taking, questioning, innovative, and analytical. Instead of walking through that long list, however, let me focus on two results of your liberal arts education that you might not have thought much about, but which are valuable all the way from your personal interactions in your day-to-day life with friends, family, spouses, and so on, to your employed position in an organization, and to your participation in civic life. And these are the practices of empathy and the ability to create community. And you might not immediately think of these when you think about the liberal arts. Empathy is a value, but it is also a skill that we can learn. And it is not, in my view, a nice-to-have skill. It is a skill that's vital for healthy relationships, organizations, and societies. And this applies whether your worldview is liberal or conservative, libertarian or socialist, or something else entirely. We all benefit when we're able to think about the world, see the world, through the eyes of others. Fruitful conversation between individuals with different views is not possible. And again, This is at the individual level, all the way up to your work and engagement in society. Fruitful conversation is not possible unless you're willing, humbly, to look at the world through another person's eyes. That is exactly what the liberal arts promote and precisely what you have learned. You've studied history and literature to understand the modes of thinking of people facing a huge array of challenging situations from everyday life to the leadership of nations. You've created and studied art that focuses our attention on a question or perspective through the eyes of the artist. You've analyzed the motivations of voters and consumers to understand their behavior, and you've imagined how life appears to those individuals who face economic or psychological challenges. Think about your coursework, and you may be surprised how much of what you've done in the liberal arts has been built precisely around developing your ability to see the world, to understand the world through other people's eyes. You've been pushed out of your comfort zone by courses, fellow students, professors, and discussions that force you to consider other perspectives, worldviews, and modes of analysis. You've learned the importance of putting yourself in someone else's shoes, and that is the start of healthy dialogue. Once you've reached that point, or at least reached the point where you can agree to disagree, and that's a perfectly reasonable place to be as well, you've started to build trust, and you have started ultimately to build community. And again, what you've learned here at CLA will help you redefine what is possible in creating community. Think about your coursework. You have examined how communities are defined, how they change, how they prosper, weaken, unite, and divide. You've looked at how institutions build and bolster or diminish and harm community. You've studied how communities thrive, whether in the realm of education, health, raising families, civic engagement, migration, environmental issues, employment, or many other areas. And you've experienced what different communities look like and what they sound like. Most of you have had to learn another language. Many of you have studied, volunteered, or interned in other cities, states, and countries. You've learned from your classmates and professors who hail from all over the globe. Through all of these studies and experiences, the liberal arts have taught you to act toward new knowledge with curiosity and an open mind, and to treat others with humility and respect, even when you strongly disagree, because you have, maybe without even knowing it, developed your ability to practice empathy and to create community. I promised you that I wouldn't go on at great length, so I do want to keep my remarks short, and I will end my comments today by paraphrasing the words of a man of great wisdom, Conan O'Brien. A few years ago, more than a few now, on his last night as the host for The Tonight Show, a position that had been promised to him and that he was later fired from, in the wake of this great disappointment, he told his fans, "All I ask of you is one thing. Please don't be cynical. It doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen." And it's easy to become cynical. But I will challenge you, the class of 2016, to go the other way. Be grateful for the wonderful people who are in your lives and who have shaped your life. And be grateful for the opportunity you've had here at the University of Minnesota, where so many people have tried to help you, and the new opportunities that will arise as you move forward from here. Work hard, and you will make discoveries that will advance today's industries and tomorrow's industries, and you will improve our communities. Be kind, and bring to every space a new kind of leadership that is shared, collaborative, and inclusive, crossing boundaries of culture and ethnicity, fields of knowledge, and political affinities. Be amazing. Write that next great chapter for us as a college, a state, a nation, and beyond. I am genuinely excited for you and what you have accomplished, and incredibly proud of the potential that you hold. We all cannot wait to see what you do next. Again, to our graduates, congratulations. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Don Nguyen. Don is graduating with a major in economics and minors in management and statistics. At CLA, Don has served as a student ambassador for the past 2 years, and I have gotten to know her in that capacity as dean. And she's also co-founded and served as the external relations officer for the CLA Business Club. While working as a research assistant for Professor Daniel Berliner, she helped establish a pilot program for a new global media transparency law project. She has also interned and worked for a variety of organizations, from United Health Group in Chicago to Ameriprise Financial to Tramtracks in Rome, Italy. She represents the best attributes of a liberal arts student: curiosity, drive, and leadership. And we are very pleased to have her as today's student speaker. Please join me in welcoming Don.
I hope you can all see me. Thank you, Dean Coleman, for the introduction, and also thank you for your dedication to our education. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Congratulations, class of 2016. We're almost free. I'm incredibly honored and humbled to have this opportunity to address you all today as we close up the home stretch of our college experience. I want to take a moment to thank all of my family, friends, professors, and advisors who have been my support system, have grounded me in my work and learning during these past 4 years. Thank you for being there for me in my moments of doubt and despair, but also in moments of joy and celebration like today. I will be graduating alongside you all with a Bachelor of Science in Economics, the first in my family to do so. The uncertainty of what will happen after leaving the comforts of the University of Minnesota has been invoking feelings of anxiety and stress for me during these last few days, and I assume that a lot of you can relate as well. But I want to encourage everyone to think and reflect on how far we've come, the accomplishments, and the knowledge that we've accumulated. 4 years ago, when I first stepped foot into this university, I was scared that I wasn't going to succeed. The anxiety and the uncertainty that I felt 4 years ago is very similar to how I'm feeling right now. Some of us are stressed out about finding a job post-graduation, I know I am, while others are busy preparing for graduate school. We're about to walk and occasionally stumble down unpaved road as we start this new chapter of our lives. But regardless of what comes at us, regardless of the uncertainty of the world we're about to step into, remember that we've been preparing for this for the past 4 years. We may be more prepared than we allow ourselves to feel, because I know that by bouncing back from the D I got in my financial economics class, I learned how to be resilient. By stepping into a leadership role with the Vietnamese Student Association, I was able to explore and better understand my cultural heritage and identity as a Vietnamese American woman. I've grown from a freshman that was unable to grasp the concept of intersectionality in my race, class, and gender class to a graduating senior working as a community organizing intern of Take Action Minnesota to help tackle and address issues of racism, classism, and sexism that plagues our system and institutions. I didn't realize how much I've grown personally, intellectually, and professionally until I gave myself room to reflect on my college experience, and I encourage you all to do the same as well. We're here tonight to celebrate not only our individual achievements, but also to celebrate one another as well. The community that we've created here at the University of Minnesota has made such a significant impact in all of our lives. We've left our marks here, whether big or small. Maybe it was through your extensive dedication to research, involvement in student organization, or other student activism roles that has shaped our community. Regardless of whether we've met before, I want to thank each and every one of you for making the CLA community such a welcoming place to grow and explore. As our college journey wraps up, we make room for a new chapter, a new set of goals, action steps take us to the next leg of our journey. We walk away from the University of Minnesota not just with a new diploma in hand, but with a priceless amount of knowledge and understanding in our minds, and most importantly, in our hearts. We walk away with a fire in our hearts, armored with the skills our liberal arts education has prepared us with to achieve whatever it is that we're most passionate about. If we keep that fire in our hearts, vision in our mind, and think about the things that we've accomplished and the things that we have control of, then the fear of the uncertainty of what comes after graduation isn't so daunting after all. Back in grade school, I was taught that a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But through my experience, I would argue that our story has a beginning, middle, and action. A call to action of sort for ourselves, our peers, our community. For me, I want to be a champion and voice for racial, gender, and economic justice and equality. What is your call to action, class of 2016, and where will it lead you? That path won't always be easy, but if we brace ourselves for the impact and embrace one another for support, I believe that we can achieve beyond our imaginations and create the change we envision for our communities. So congratulations, class of 2016. We made it.
Well, thank you, Don, for those inspiring and reflective comments about your journey as a student here in the college and your thoughts about next steps. We will now be treated to more musical entertainment. At this moment, you'll be hearing from 7 Days a Cappella. 7 Days is the University of Minnesota's premier co-ed a cappella group that began as an opportunity for a diverse group of students to come together and bond over their love for music and performance. 7 Days performs at concerts, high schools, meetings, and various events around the Twin Cities region. The group of 20 members performs original arrangements of popular hits, including pop, rock, and country. Please join me in welcoming 7 Days.
If I told you this was only gonna hurt, if I warned you that the fire's gonna burn, would you walk in? Would you let me do it first? Do it all in the name of love. Would you let me lead you even when you're blind? In the darkness, in the middle of the night, in the silence, when there's no one by your side, would you call in the name of love, name of love, in the name of love, name of love, in the name of, in the name, in the name. If I told you we could bathe in all the lights, would you rise up, come and meet me in the sky? Would you trust me when we're jumping from the heights? Would you fall in the name of love? When there's madness, when there's poison in your head, when the sadness leaves you broken in your bed, I will hold you in the depths of your despair, and it's all in the name of love.
restless, we can't find what we need. Get a little restless from the searching, get a little worn down in between. Like a boat chasing the matadors, a man left to his own schemes. Everybody needs someone beside him, shining like a lighthouse from the sea. Oh, brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you alone. I can be the one you call when you're lost. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home.
Face down in the desert now, got a cage locked around my heart. I found a way to drop the keys from my failures, but now my hands can't reach that far. No, I ain't made for robbery. It takes this world alone. I know that in my weakness I am strong. It's your love that brings me home. Brother, let me be your shelter. I never leave you alone. I can go when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. And when you call and need me, say where to go. Right here. And on those days when the sky begins to fall, you're the blood of my blood. We can get by. Brother, let me be your shelter.
Never leave you alone. I can be the one you call when you're lost. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Brother, let me be your shelter. Never leave you alone. I can be the one you call when you're lost. And brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Be the one to light the way, bring you home.
I think the word wow is appropriate right now. Thank you very much. And thank all of you for coming today, and graduates, I hope if you're able, you'll join us at commencement this spring and have your opportunity to walk across the stage at Mariucci. We are now at the end of our program, and I can think of no better way to conclude it than with a song I think most of you know, but if you don't know, it's on the back of the cards that you have in front of you, right next to the M on the back side. 7 Days a Cappella, will you please lead us?
United are we, brother of the stallion,
Congratulations to our graduates. Please stay and enjoy the party. Thank you, everyone.